Peace. The future belongs to those individuals who recognize the possibilities before they become obvious. With these words from Osterwald, I would like to warmly welcome you to our webinar on behalf of PHOENX Holding Sport on a very special evening. We were really looking forward to it. First of all, let me give you a quick rundown of what you can expect today. First of all, let's start with a little introduction. You'll find out who we are and why we've extended this invitation today. Then, of course, our why, our vision, that could be your chance. Then we will explain the PHOENX main. Something like this has never happened before. I can already reveal that now. Well, PHOENX Entertainment, you've always desired to be involved in the film industry, or rather derive advantage from it. We also want to talk about that. And then PHOENX Health is also still a topic. Be part of the future, you could say. And then, of course, how does it go on? How can you be a part of us? How can you benefit? What do you have to do for it? And what do you make of tonight in that sense? Certainly, would it be possible for me to have a discussion with you using a different quote or a different summary, if that is an option available to us at this time? It's like if you had prior knowledge of what was happening with the internet in the late 1990s or early 2000s, would you have made an investment? Yes or no, would you have been on board? Something similar is currently happening with the so-called blockchain technology, which we want to introduce to you a little closer today. First of all, our CEO will take care of that, namely Alexander Rothman, who will now personally introduce himself to you.
Thanks a lot, Volker. My name is Alexander Rothman. I'm the CEO and, together with my partners, the founder of PHOENX Holding Sport, GmbH. I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years, and I've worked in a wide variety of industries. But I have to say, the founding of PHOENX Holding Sport is a real special highlight in my entrepreneurial career, because with PHOENX Holding Sport, we're embarking on a forward-thinking and revolutionary new entrepreneurial path where anyone interested can participate. Why is it possible for anyone to participate? The PHOENX Holding Sport is a platform that enables individuals to invest in projects that are focused on the future, and to some extent in their own future by leveraging the latest technologies available in the market. Every individual project we undertake is financed through digital revenue enjoyment rights, commonly referred to as tokens. These tokens in turn ensure a secure return for the holder, and since our tokens are also naturally tradable, it is highly probable that they will bring about an increase in value, which can be of significant benefit. We extend an invitation to all individuals to join us on this thrilling and captivating expedition. One thing is for sure, that's our goal. We want to become the go-to place for innovative, revolutionary investments and invite everyone to participate in these exciting projects. Let me introduce you to our first token, the PHOENX Main token, the PHOENX Main Revenue Enjoyment Right. We have initiated the launch of a total of 100,000 PHOENX Main tokens, also known as PMTs, out of which we are currently offering 5,000 for sale. That's 500 euros each. What's so special about this PHOENX Main token? The special thing is that 10% of all revenues generated in the various divisions of PHOENX Holding or in the projects of PHOENX Holding will be distributed to these tokens. Revenue, not earnings, not profit, accounts for 10% of the total revenue that is generated. Each project is calculated in a manner such that 10% of these tokens are distributed, both for the current project and for future projects that may be undertaken. The advantages are obvious. We intentionally set a relatively low entry value, 500 euros for a token. That's how you get in. No limitations. You can purchase one, purchase several. We welcome larger investors warmly. There are no limitations or restrictions on that. It is a right to participate in revenue, as previously described and explained. And the potential, I believe, is obvious. We have a few different areas at this point in time. You're about to meet them soon, PHOENX and PHOENX Health. These areas and projects are growing. There are already a few in the bed. During the next webinar, we will have the opportunity to present a significantly greater number. However, all of these sub-areas and projects will make a 10% contribution to this token in the future. And so it's also very, very likely that this value will win and won't be plentiful around 500 euros for much longer. That is a concise description from my perspective. At this point, I can relinquish the floor to Volker, who will provide a brief personal introduction and delve deeper into the world of PHOENX Entertainment, giving us a closer look at the company and its endeavors.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Alexander. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Volker Piszczyk. I have been working in television for approximately 25 years at this point in time, and fundamentally, I have worked in nearly every position. I began as a moderator or presenter, originally from the sports world. I played in the first and second Austrian Bundesliga, but I also studied journalism on the side. Not quite finished, I must admit, because most journalists don't finish their studies as they already work so much during their studies. And I was lucky that I always say I'm a sewer worker, worked on all channels except Servus TV in Austria, but also in Germany, among others at Premiere, the predecessor of Sky. I have also presented news, conducted political interviews, and done a lot of documentaries and storytelling of stories with the help of pictures. That's a real big passion of mine. I made a documentary in 2008, 2009, among other things, about the gas dispute between Ukraine and Russia. Much of what we predicted back then, unfortunately, came true, damn it. I also made documentaries about Gottfried Hellenwein, Wolfgang Puck, Klaus Heidegger, and for some time now, I've had the idea, even before I discovered the PHOENX Holding Sport, to make a documentary about Saudi Arabia, specifically about the groundbreaking changes that are currently taking place there, and with the help of sports. I hardly know of any force, maybe except for music, that is so powerful to change an entire country or captivate an entire country. Let's just remember the 1954 World Cup in Germany, the miracle of Bern. The miracle of Bern is the whole of Germany was completely devastated in the truest sense of the word after the Second World War. And with the World Cup title, something like hope has returned to Germany. Austria placed third in Bern during the miracle of Bern, our best placement to date. It falls short now. And even this little Austria got such a boost, such a confidence from the sporting successes in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Anne-Marie Moser-Proll, Toni Seiler, Franz Klammer, and of course, Cordoba. With Hans Krankel in the following, there were further European Cup successes and Formula One. All of these subjects are currently on the minds of people, and you have the ability to observe and understand what is happening in Saudi Arabia at this moment. There, they really focus on a lot of sports, you have to say. Football, golf, Formula One. Currently, there is the Formula One Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia, and we want to show that the sport is obviously changing this country. How does this work? Let's take Ronaldo, who lives with girlfriend Georgina under the same roof. Those two aren't married, you know, that is actually forbidden. And now many young people are saying if they are allowed to do that, then maybe we can do it too. And a lot has really changed. I am aware numerous individuals state that in the previous human rights were violated there. That has definitely been the situation. But it must be acknowledged that a great deal has been occurring for quite some time now. The prince aims to revolutionize the country, shifting from oil and gas to a diversified economy with multiple branches, moving away from a fundamentalist form of Islam towards an Islam that is open, that is modern, moving away from the oppression of women towards gender equality. There are a ton of women's soccer clubs over there now. There are females in leadership roles, even in petroleum companies. Therefore, it is no longer an issue for a woman to travel there by herself for a vacation. Tourism is obviously a big deal, and we definitely want to capture and showcase all of that. We've already made some initial contacts. You could say we've fired up the network, and we've been in touch with the Austrian embassy in Saudi Arabia. But we were also invited to the Saudi Arabian embassy in Austria on Foundation Day. And then we were invited to meet with the first secretary and the ambassador at the embassy. We presented our project and documentary there and received support as a result. We are also already in contact with the Ministry of Sports, with the Ministry of Media, as you need filming permits, and I can assure it will be a breathtaking documentary. If you want to take a brief dive into the YouTube channel and explore Visit Saudi, you will witness the breathtaking beauty of this country firsthand. A great deal is changing at the moment. It is going to be a country that is open, and we do not just want to hear or believe it based on rumors, but we desire to witness it firsthand. I can already provide you with a few filming locations that we have in mind. Of course, Riyadh, the capital city, and then Mecca and Medina. We may not film there in person, as a Western camera team is not permitted. Instead, an Arab camera team, specifically a Muslim camera team, is likely to be granted access to the filming location. It's very secluded, but we still hope that we can get some pictures. Maybe we'll be allowed in after all. Hope dies last. And then, of course, for example, Al-Ula, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is truly incredible. It kind of reminds you of the Grand Canyon in certain parts of its breathtaking landscape. And of course, we want to show a little bit of the desert, of the nomadic life that used to exist in Saudi Arabia. So we have prepared a lot. We really want to show it off. And the exciting thing, as I mentioned before, do you want to be part of a movie, or have you ever wanted to invest in a movie? Similar to what happens in Hollywood. There are large investors who have faith in a script, who have faith in a movie, who invest capital and subsequently generate profits from ticket sales at the box office. It is the same for us. Saudi Arabia, the documentary film, that is where we put our tokens on. And the exciting thing is that we will live stream this, not all of them yet. I will stay for a moment. We will live stream this documentary worldwide and with our own live streaming channel that we will launch. And for each live stream, we will charge or collect €3, and 40% of these earnings will then be distributed to everyone who has invested in the film or documentary, ensuring a fair and equitable return on their investment. So this is a one-of-a-kind opportunity. And when we look at the potential, we can see that there is really a lot in there. Let's say, for instance, that David Beckham's documentary had approximately 12 million views in the English-speaking world during its initial weekend. Let's make an assumption that there are currently 5 million calculated views worldwide per year as of now. That means, I've already said it before, a stream costs €3, 5 million is 15 million in revenue, and 40% of that will be distributed back to the token holders. So you can already see, I'll calculate a little for you. I've already calculated it before. I'm not that good at mental math, but if you invested €100 in the documentary and 40% is distributed again at 15 million, then you'll get around €60 per token. Well, that is definitely not too shabby. Maybe one more little hint. I always make comparisons for tokens like this. With a cow that produces milk. So this cow provides milk, the milk is the product, that is the payment, and it continues like that. But I can also sell this cow if I want to, of course, if it gives a lot of milk. That means the truck has value. You can even resell the truck. And this documentary will continue to be promoted for the next 36 months. That means you can assume that new individuals will continue to arrive to watch this documentary. That means new revenues are constantly being added. That means it's definitely a lucrative business. To be completely honest, we have to say that if nobody watches the documentary, then naturally there won't be any income. But we don't assume that, because on the one hand, we have a streaming channel that allows us to stream worldwide, and we will translate the documentary into almost all languages of the world with the help of AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. That means when we do an interview with Ronaldo or with John Rahm, or with other superstars from the world of sports, they will speak in their respective native languages. Then Ronaldo will communicate in English, communicate in French, he will communicate in Chinese, communicate in Arabic, but with his voice, with his demeanor, with his way of speaking, even if he makes mistakes, they will be translated accordingly. So That is already an incredible opportunity that the new technology offers to us. And that is the reason why we naturally assume that we will have a significant number of viewers accordingly. So unfortunately, here's a little overview of our Saudi documentary, which I'm really looking forward to. We'll be doing the first exploration soon, flying to Saudi Arabia. And of course, we'll already be showing the first pictures on social media. So that is a brief snippet from PHOENX Entertainment and from the world of sports. And we swiftly move on to the topic of health. I mentioned it before. I used to be a professional soccer player in Austria, playing in the first and second league. If I had known Beate Rothmund and her DNA analysis back then, maybe I could have made it to the national team. I would have known what to eat to be truly fit and perform well. Here you go, Beate.
Thanks, dear Volker, for your kind words. My name is Beate Rothmund. I am a female founder of Beyond DNA and PHOENX Health. Anyone who has been sick themselves or has had a loved one who is sick understands this sentence. Health is our most valuable asset. With Beyond DNA, it was already my vision to be able to offer personalized solutions in the healthcare sector. At PHOENX Health, you can be part of it from the very beginning. With the PHOENX Health Research Token, you're not just witnessing the creation of scientifically backed new products, but you also have the opportunity to earn a share of the global sales of all products. There has never been such an innovative and simple way to do this, so it's a real win-win situation. They are conducting research in the field of cell repair, biological aging, and developing and marketing products that are related to their findings. Because as you know, some individuals simply appear more youthful at the same age than others. That's of course due to environmental factors, but also mainly in genetics. And here, with our scientific approach and the team, you can achieve a whole lot. And yes, listen up, you understood correctly. You have the opportunity to take part and generate income from the sales of each new product globally, not only from the profit, because as we all are aware, that can be decreased naturally. Yeah, that means in detail, there's a one-time availability of 100,000 tokens. So each token costs 300 euros. And that way, even small investors can make a profit and be part of something big. You can add more, but be careful. The token can rise. So you can't start with 300 euros anymore, but with 600, 800, or even earn the difference. How awesome is it to hold a product in your hand that you use yourself, convinced it has the best ingredients and know you're involved in it?
You are muted.
And what is the process behind personalization and how does it work to the maximum extent? It's really important to us that our personalized vitamins and DNA tests are always 100% personalized, not like with our competition, who often categorizes in alpha, beta, gamma, or in carbohydrates and fat types. Here, we truly stand out from the market. Later, we introduced a baseline, which is completely new and innovative now. And it means that you have beginner products of the highest quality here. Here you can witness the superior quality of Beyond DNA and then enhance your experience with customized products if desired. Yeah, point number 3, know-how. Because we've been in the market for so many years, we're not only well known as a brand, but we also have a huge network in this field. And of course, we'll be able to leverage that for our innovative new products. Then 4th point, affiliate. We don't sleep either, of course. The whole world is becoming more and more digital, and many are familiar with affiliates from social media. Influencers who have millions of followers utilize that, and we realize that you can also utilize it very, very well in our field and had our own affiliate system programmed, which has never been seen before. And the thing is, we came up with this because we noticed in our customer research that we've been growing through word of mouth recommendation time and time again. Someone bought something, then approached, hey, you look good, lost weight, skin better, what changed? And people were like, dude, I did the DNA analysis on Beyonce and it's just mind-blowing how my life has improved. And then the husband bought, the mother bought, the aunt bought, co-workers bought, and then the first inquiries came afterwards. I've got 5 friends who would buy it now. Can I earn something on the side? And of course, we jumped on the bandwagon and said, yeah, sure, just sign up with us on our website. In 2 minutes, you will receive your own link. You can simply share it with others, and then the customers can place their orders on the website. Of course, the person who shared the link will receive a commission from each order, which is paid out once a month. And you wouldn't believe what can all come together in that place, because many of our customers are occasionally taken aback by what comes out at the conclusion of the month. Exactly. Now, I've already talked about our products. So here we have our product portfolio again, our beautiful one. On the left, you can see the personalized products. Beyond DNA weight, here it's all about losing weight. Then Beyond DNA covers sports, beauty, fitness, nutrition, and of course, medications. Intolerance, which was very popular just last year, because in the attic, every third person takes medication, sometimes even 2 or 3, and some even daily. Well, you definitely want to know if you can handle that or if it's actually more harmful to your body. Based on the Beyond DNA tests, you can, of course, order your beautiful supplements. My vitamins, you can already observe these lovely small bags, which are naturally always customized to the requirements of every individual. On one hand, you have the DNA, and on the other hand, it's all about epigenetics. An example is, for example, a 26-year-old guy who has a VDR gene defect, does sports 3 times a week and eats healthily, will have a completely different vitamin mix than someone who is 65, smokes, and eats a lot of meat. However, ultimately, both are perfectly balanced. Therefore, we already have our baseline, which I mentioned previously, on the right side. Here we have our very innovative form of presentation that is called the Beyond DNA, meaning more than DNA. Here we have once again deviated from the market, the Zell Power Shot, which is more towards the back. Here, the form of administration is liquid. Our research has shown that many people would like to take vitamins, but they just can't swallow those big pills. Purchase it, but then refrain from acquiring it. And that is not the focal point. Therefore, we have created an exquisite liquid cell energy shot. And there is also a small glass that comes with it. The positive aspect is it ranges from 6 years to 106 years. Many kids today have a vitamin deficiency, as the vitamins needed in a busy everyday life are no longer present in the food purchased at the supermarket, even if it's partially organic. It has a high concentration of vitamin D. It has a high concentration of vitamin B complex. There are numerous studies that indicate that both of these factors can make you feel fatigued, occasionally even experience mild symptoms of burnout, and consistently feel overwhelmed. And that's a simple vitamin deficiency that could be replaced by a simple shot. And of course, there are also superfoods included. So it will also include 3 handfuls of the most exquisite and freshest organic vegetables that are currently available in the market. You cannot always manage to consume this level of quality during the stressful period of time. And of course, we also possess ingredients such as green oats, which have been scientifically demonstrated to enhance memory and counteract forgetfulness. Then the front myconic body. This is about the gut microbiome, of course. That was long ago. Nobody discussed it. Thank God for a few years now. This has also been picked up in the trade journals and partially in the lifestyle reports. A messed up gut microbiome is insanely common. Why? Stress in everyday life, too much coffee, alcohol, nicotine, and unhealthy food just mess up the healthy gut flora. And we have milk acid bacteria here, microencapsulated. That means it should also get into the gut where it belongs. And of course, you want to rebuild the gut. And of course, apart from that, if you have the right gut bacteria, you simply metabolize better and faster. That means that what you eat is simply metabolized faster, which in turn leads to weight loss over weeks and months, but in a healthy way, because you have the good gut bacteria that simply devour these things. Yes, all of our vitamins are supported by scientific research. All of the DNA analyses, for instance, are also referred to as the FTO gene, which houses thousands of scientific papers. You have the opportunity to conduct research and read all of them with us. And when you get involved with a printout of bionic cells, you will eventually have a tangible product in your hands where you do not just say, I purchased this now, but I was actively involved from the very beginning. And if you take a few prominent names at this moment, like Viagra, and back then during that time, it simply was not possible to get involved as an individual person. If we had the opportunity to get involved in that, it would have been a genuinely profitable team in the current era, you know? Yeah, let's cease discussing Beyond and PHOENX Health at this moment. And at present, I would like to relinquish the floor to Volker, who also serves as the spokesperson for our company. He is going to provide a recap and go over the exciting points of what we have just heard.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Beate, for providing us with a brief insight into your world, into the world of health. There's still a whole lot coming our way, of course. Now, the big question is, how can I be a part of it? How can I get involved? A classic, obviously, you have the option to send us an email, obviously, at info@phoenixholding.sport. Obviously, it's a straightforward and reliable way to reach us. I assume that there might be a few questions that we would be pleased to provide answers for you. Certainly, we are also available on LinkedIn. Furthermore, you have the option to scan the QR code right away. And as a result, you will be automatically added to our Telegram channel without any delay or additional steps. There, they always get the latest info. He's crucial, as they'll find out right away if any new projects, current status, whether we might already be in Saudi Arabia doing a location visit, or if there's anything new in health research, where we might already be a little further along. There are new products again, and so on and so forth. We have a website, obviously. I already mentioned email. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and of course on X, which is the former Twitter account. So far, just a little overview, maybe summarizing it again for you. You just said it. Innovation is not what technology enables, but it's what the human makes out of technology. And I am reiterating once again, the blockchain technology is just as revolutionary and groundbreaking as the internet. One thing about crowdfunding, or when you're just raising money for a project, is that it's the future, plain and simple, because thanks to the technology, it's really easy to handle the financials. Then there's hardly any administration, fewer lawyers, less bureaucracy. And that's also one of the reasons why we can, for example, offer revenue participation rights. That implies they are engaged in the revenue, not the profit. That is one of the reasons why we can save a significant amount of money there. Now you can say, okay, Volker Bistek, he's telling me a lot. Who knows if it's all true? You can verify it. You can search on Google. You can consult with experts regarding the security of blockchain technology and the security of these smart contracts. Those are the contracts that tokenize on this token. That is what they call it. Assets, the minimization of assets. That is the reason why that is so secure. One of our co-workers is Oliver Vockel, who is also a member of the law firm Starter and Vockel, where he contributes his expertise. That's more or less the guru when it comes to blockchain technology. If there are contracts in this area, then 80% of the contracts go across his desk in Austria. He also teaches at the university sometimes. There are some YouTube videos of him. You can also get a little smart by watching them. So I reckon that the future of financing is going to be all about blockchain technology. And of course, we want to be the first ones to jump on that train and get in on financing our projects that way. You know what I mean? And you get involved in it. This is crucial. I've mentioned it previously. It's super exciting to possibly be involved in a documentary and a documentary film for the first time, and at the same time to get a piece of the streaming revenue. We're not just going to make a documentary about Saudi Arabia. We're also going to make documentaries about sports superstars in the future. I would love to make one about Ronaldo, I have to admit. Imagine a documentary about Ronaldo. They provide financing and then generate earnings from Cristiano Ronaldo. Not bad at all. That's just an example. Or for example, Werner Schlager, who is an absolute superstar in China when it comes to table tennis in the German-speaking region and already in Austria, but maybe not so well known in Germany, former table tennis world champion. So we are all caught up in all of these things with these sports stars, but of course, a lot is also going to occur and unfold in the real estate market. I can inform you with such tokenizations, some extraordinary things have already occurred. For instance, this is perhaps a rather amusing anecdote. The center court at the Australian Open, it was tokenized. They created NFTs out of it, sold them, and individuals purchased shares, more or less, of the center court. And the location where the match ball landed, The individual who possessed that small fragment received hundreds of thousands of euros in exchange for it. So you can accomplish many things with it, and it is also an enjoyable experience to be a part of it, to fund your own program, not relying on fees, not being obligated to finance, but to select your own program, to shape your own program, to provide financial support for it, and ultimately you even reap the benefits from it. So I hope you obtained a brief overview of the possibilities. I sincerely encourage you to visit our homepage and feel free to contact us if you are interested in joining our team. You can, on the one hand, of course, buy tokens, but you can also recommend tokens to others. We'll be happy to explain how everything works in a personal conversation. In that sense, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful evening. Let me introduce myself. I'm Volker Piszczek. If you enjoyed how I guided you tonight, please help me by spreading the word. If not, you have already seen me. Thank you.